Well, I just bought this. I read a few articles, watched a few YouTube videos, mentioned that. This is what they call an intelligent charger. This one is a NOCO Genius 10, 6 volt, 12 amp. Excuse me, 6 volt, 12 volt, and 10 amps. What they say about these is a regular battery charger really doesn't have a good enough circuit in it to shut off after your battery's charged. So in essence, it keeps charging and shortens the life of your battery when it doesn't need to. This supposedly will de-sulfate, and another thing they said is a lot of people, me included, used to charge like overnight on 2 amps. Which is fine if that's the type battery charger you have, just so you don't overcharge. But still, this one has a circuit in there that, senses how much and what. And supposedly this will bring back a battery from 0 volts, from dead volts. And it also has a temperature maintainer in it, so if it's cold or hot, it knows, how to charge. Pretty interesting if it works. Got me. Anyway, I've got an old battery out there. It's an AGM battery. It's probably been out there for 4 years, and I guarantee you there is not a bit of charge in it. And I'm going to see if that's going to be my first test, if this battery charger will bring it back from what I assume now is 0 after 4 years, I would think. It's an expensive battery. It's a motorcycle battery, and it was like $200 or something. So anyway, that's it now. Let me open this thing up so you don't have to go through that. We'll see what it looks like. Okay, here it is out of the box. They provided this with some screws, so you can, I would assume, mount this this way. And this is supposedly completely waterproof, and I'm assuming that it is because there's no venting on this at all. So it's pretty heavy, but this is cool. It's got a cover for this, and then your alligator clips. Click onto that, and these look like they're very well made. They're all copper, very well looking, or construction. It's heavy construction, and they're not them great big giant ones. They're not the great big giant ones that you see on most battery chargers, but they do open way up too. But they're look like very high grade. Anyway, that's pretty cool. I'm not going to mount it because I'm not going to put it in as a permanent thing, but I'm definitely going to give it a whirl. Alright, not bad. NOCO Genius 10. And then the instructions tell you how to cycle through all the modes and what to do. And basically, once you get to the mode, you have to hold it for 3 to 4 seconds so it'll stay, And then this is your charge indicator. So this tells you 12 volt AGM, 12 volt lithium. So that's where you cycle through. And then it says it's got 12 volt repair, 12 volt supply, 6 volt AGM, and 6 volt. So it's glass matte batteries, the AGM. What I started to say was when you put the, I lost my train of thought, imagine that. When you put the thing on 2 amps overnight, supposedly it doesn't bubble, and the bubbling that the battery is doing, say like on 10 amps, actually mixes the acid, mixes the acid, so it's the same density or same amount of acid from top to bottom. I guess when a battery sits, the acid tends to go to the bottom, and the water is on top. I guess the battery, the acid's heavier. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just going by what I've been told or what I've read and what I've seen. So when you bubble it, that actually, you know, mixes the acid, so the lead plates have the same amount of acid on them. If that acid sits at the bottom for for a long, long time, basically eats the bottom plates out of your battery, the bottom of the plates. So that makes sense to me. I mean, I don't know if it's true or not, but hey, like I say, I bought it. All right, I'm going to give it a whirl, and then I'll update y'all later down the road on how it works. Thanks. Okay, this is a AGM glass mat battery, and it is at least 4 years old, possibly 5. And as you can see, showing 2 volts, and as you can see, it's showing 2 volts. When you hit the load test, it just drops immediately to 0. So okay, I've got this plugged in, and I've got it on AGM, and this is all hooked up, and as I showed you before, had like 2 volts in it, which is basically nothing on a 12-volt battery, and went immediately to 0 when you hit the load test on the battery tester. So we're going to leave that plugged in for a while. I don't know exactly how long. I'll read the instructions again, but I'm going to leave it on right now. And this is the NOCO Genius, and supposedly this is God's gift to batteries. We'll see. Hey, that battery has been sitting since 2016, so that's 5 years it's been sitting without a charge. So let's see how it comes out. Well, here's the test. This thing's showing right at 12.2 volts, and this thing has been sitting for about 4 or 5 days after I charged it, and it's down there about 9 volts under load, but that's still not bad for a battery that has sit for 5 years.